I think in our situation, like
Hmm.
when we were born into this world, it's like we are born into this like off the shore of this icy shore, and it's like dangerous, it's scary, there's the world, you're unsafe. You need to be protected, and so you're floating on this piece of ice. Normally, what's supposed to happen is the people around you are supposed to embrace you and accept you unconditionally and bring you up in the world.
Yeah.
But for us, or people who are raised by narcissists, or something, it's as though you're on that piece of ice, and the people around you are like, no, 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 no. You need to earn your spot on this shore. What's
Yeah.
wrong with you? Why aren't you as amazing as I am? You're pathetic. I'm better than you. You're just nothing. You're supposed to prove yourself. How dare you even think you're welcome here until you've blah blah blah. And it's usually because the parent is projecting their own shame and personal insecurities onto anyone around them,
Yeah.
right? And so you take it personally, and then so because of that, you assume the rest of the world operates the same way. Um, Always feeling like you have to prove yourself. And so yeah, there's the child on the left floating on the ice, and you've got this like need to feel accepted, and it's like, whoa, but the world rejected you because the parents are broken and incapable of making you feel secure, safe, loved, in a place of comfort. And there's a big wall, and it feels like no matter what you do, nothing is ever good enough to be welcomed over the wall. And so
Yeah.
if you look at the next image, the example on the left there is like what's supposed to happen. It's like, hey kiddo, or hey buddy, like the world is tough, but you can do it. You can um, you'll make it out there. Would you be able to full
Zoom.
screen that,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Sorry about
like
that. Let
open it
me.
no more?
Here we go. Oh, wait. I gotta change the streaming. Hold on. Change windows. Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, I just realized I could have just shared my screen.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so what's supposed to happen is right there on the left. Like, you could do it, and I'm going to encourage you. You're going to face challenges. You're going to fall. You're going to fail, but we'll accept you when you fail anyway, and find a way to make it work because we're in this together. And
Yeah.
however, what a narcissist does is build a castle around themselves to protect their own emotions,
Yeah.
and then they wear this false crown of of uh, delusional self grandeur, right?
Yep.
And it's like, I
Yeah.
am so good. I deserve the world. I deserve all the attention. I deserve to be the man of the house, the mom of that, whatever it might be. And they might say things like, when I was younger, I was perfect, and I still am, and you are pathetic. I'm
Yeah.
superior to you. You have no value. I'm not going to approve of you, blah, blah, blah. And it's not just to the kids they'll say that to, it's to anyone in their life who gets too close, because they could put on a very charming facade
Hmm.
for the outside world.
And I know from experience that you're right about that idea that it's a self-protection mechanism, which I think is something to anybody that watches or anything like that's something you have to clarify, or not clarify, but something that you need to understand is that
It's not you,
I'm
it's them.
yeah, I'm trying to be empathetic to my family a little bit in the sense that it comes from a place, yeah, feeling so worthless that you have to make others subordinate in a sense.
Yeah, so that you feel superior, so you feel secure.
I
That's why
love this, by the
narcissists.
way. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I love this with the character just leaving their body. That's so cool.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
Sure.
Um, and yeah, a narcissist like tends to feel uncomfortable around others who are equal or better than them. They tend to like prefer being around people who are weak or emotionally needy, or that makes them feel like they're secure, right? I know because I used to be like that. I used
Hmm.
to only want to be around people who I felt like I had a secure position over them or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I,
and
I,
it's
I
yeah.
empathize with that, or not even empathize. I've been there and have
Hmm.
only broken it by being around people that scare me, for sure.
Right, right, right. It's the willingness to admit that you don't have a castle. You're not actually superior or a god over people. You're actually just equal. You're just a human.
Yeah.
Anyway, so much like the initial diagram, because of that castle, because this is what the world presented to you as you were born, you feel worthless, dejected, no value, invalidated, unwanted, ignored, unloved, all of the things, right? And that's dismal for a child. It's horrible. You're there, you're out on the icy waters, and you're like, why won't anyone accept me? And so that orange thing is how we survive that. This is the orange thing is a survival ego. It's you push forward this false self anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
to prove yourself to the world, and it's like, you grow up, you're in a bigger body now, you've gone to school or whatever, you got a job. Unfortunately, no matter what you do with that false self, the narcissist will still never truly approve, right? Because they're still in their own mind and their
Yeah.
own self
Yeah.
hurt and all that. Because hurt people are the ones who hurt people.
Exactly.
And so that false self could be like pretending to be happy, or trying to live up to the expectations of social media. But it's basically literally walking away from your inner child in order to please the world. And the world will keep saying, still not good enough. Even if the world like starts giving you thousands and thousands of likes and praising your work, if there's that one negative comment, it will trigger that feeling, because you still feel like you're out in the icy waters as a child. So yeah, it triggers feelings of abandonment. I think that's why when you got that abomination comment, it's like, well, it that this is what it felt like. It's
Yeah.
like,
100%.
yeah, because like you're here, you're obviously very successful. You've got a really big following, and you've done music gigs. You know your stuff. You're really good at animating and drawing and design and shape design and flow and color, and like it's all there. But one negative comment will be like reminding you, and,
Yeah.
and it's like you're like holding your knees on this floating ice, and you're like, oh right, I am worthless. I am no value.
Yeah.
I am invaluable.
And it feels so trivial. At least to me, it feels really trivial because, um, you know, despite being in the face of relatively objective evidence, one little snap can just like bring you right back there.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, your camera's covering up the bottom left of the image.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Sorry.
okay. Yeah.
Let me move
Uh,
this around.
just in case people want to see it.
Yeah, I do apologize about that.
And yeah, someone asked, did I make a chart remedying this? Yes, and that'll be the next image. So if we go to the next image, the only way you can fix this, because we tend to, if we're feeling abandoned and alone and all that stuff, we tend to be desperately needy to other people, like wanting to be saved, wanting to be helped. And then I drew that little urge of when you feel like you want somebody to like hold your hand and bring you on the shore. You'll go throughout your life depending on people and like just
Yeah.
waiting for that validation. Like, and you're making that face like as a sympathy tactic, like, hey, please, somebody just give me a break, somebody tell me I'm good. And when somebody does, you feel good for a moment, but then that negative comment comes along and it puts you right back. The only way to heal from that is to bring back is to go back to your child self, and you have to be the one who brings your inner child to the shore and integrate that. And so what does that actually look like? Every time you have an urge to feel validated by somebody, you say, okay, I'm gonna catch myself there. I'm gonna just go back to in my mind, I'm gonna go back to when I was younger. I'm gonna talk to that version of myself. I'm gonna tell that version of myself, like, look, your parents didn't know. They were broken themselves. And I'm gonna slowly bring you to shore. I'm gonna integrate you back into me. And once I integrate the inner child, I'll be invincible in such a way that no negative comment is gonna make me feel abandoned anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sure it might hurt to be like, hey, your art sucks or whatever, but at the very least you'll be secure. Because it's so long as your inner child is still out in the waters, you're always going to feel vulnerable to negative rejection, abandonment, invalidation. But when you go back and reintegrate that part of you, you slowly start to become whole again. because the false
Yeah.
self of like trying to prove yourself to the world is like it's not fully you.
Yeah, I've definitely experienced that in many regards in my life. Just
Hmm.
being somebody who's almost antithetical to what I am. Uh, and it is that sort of protection mechanism.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I find that this takes a lot of time. Like it looks like it's just on the chart where you just walk back and grab your younger version of yourself. This
Yeah.
takes a lot of time. I think it's every time this comes up, you have to like let yourself go through the emotion, through the pain and the hurt, and be there for yourself. Because
Yeah.
like in the same way that if you saw a puppy who's lost, you wouldn't like kick it away. I don't know, maybe you will,
I'm pretty
but
fucked up. I might do that.
yeah. Well, you have a three-legged dog.
Yeah.
You're very compassionate, but in the same way, you'll have a friend. Um, and yeah, like John Phipps says here in the chat, you got to be the father you never had, or the mother you never
Yeah,
had,
for
or
me it's the other way around, but yeah.
yeah. And so you find this a lot in stories where there's some kind of father figure, or Obi-Wan Kenobi or Morpheus or something, and they'll like kind of yank you out of the waters and then bring you to the world. But then you realize that you have to do it yourself. You can't always depend on someone to take you out of the well. But the beautiful thing is, they encourage you and tell you that, but you can do it on your own. You have the power. It's in you. You're human. You're resilient. And so, step by step, you can kind of get through. There's a song called, or I'm sure you know, Jimmy by Tool.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and so like that's what that song is about to me. It's like, uh if you look at the lyrics, like under a dead Ohio sky, 11 has been and will be waiting. And then later in the song, he's like, where the hell have I been? I'm coming home. And that's him going back to when he was 11. Um, and uh, he's like, glow, child, glow. I'm heading back home. Right. And so, like, it's so deep. Like, I don't know. Like, I highly recommend that song to anybody. Um, yeah, that's what I have.
Awesome, dude. Hey everyone, this video is a clip taken from one of my live streams. My current streaming schedule is going to be Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All of the full-length videos will be available to anyone who signs up using the join feature next to the subscribe button on any YouTube video of mine. Members who sign up will not only get access to the VODs, but they'll also be able to draw along with me live. To access your member perks, just go to my channel page and head to the community tab. There you'll see all the uploads of the VODs, as well as the links to the Magma Studio canvases that we'll be using for our group drawing sessions every Wednesday. Thanks so much, and I hope to catch you in the live streams.